Last year I made a video how to drift like Takumi and it went viral. So people started commenting on that video about Kansei Drifto. And I didn't know what that was, so I started looking for answers. A lot of digging later and I didn't find any leads but one. A single comment explaining it was the fastest way to drive. Which got me intrigued because we all learned from early on that the fastest way around a racing circuit is by actively not drifting. But as we were talking about Initial D and there they race toges, the mountain passes have a lot of tight corners and that might make a difference. With all that, I had to do it. I had to prove them wrong. Or right. Who knows? The plan would be to apply my beginner level code expertise and several engineering concepts to solve this mystery once and for all. Last week I addressed this very subject from a racing technique analyst standpoint, and today we're gonna tackle it as a rocket scientist. That I'm not, but you get the point. In engineering, there's a field that studies control, and by control they mean knowing the current state of something and keeping it at that state or acting to bring it back to that goal value. Since drifting is keeping the car at a controlled slide, as I know many would agree, we can apply this concept. First, we have to put the car in a slide state, drifting for that matter at a certain angle. Now we have a goal, to reach and keep that angle. Once we initialize the drift, our system is close to the goal. Now we just have to keep it at that angle. Ask any drifter how to keep the angle and they're gonna say, gas-wise, if the car is straightening, you gas. If it's spinning, let off. Steering wise, if the car is straightening, you turn in, and if the car is spinning, you turn out. So we just have to check if the car is straightening or spinning and act accordingly. Assetto Corsa is a great driving and racing simulator being appraised by its realistic physics. So much so that many drivers use it as a training tool. Given that we can control the car in Assetto Corsa with the keyboard and mouse, our programming language can send both keyboard and mouse signals, and those inputs are enough to control the car. This is how our bot is gonna drive and drift, both completely on its own. My first instinct was to use simple if and else statements to control the car's behavior. The car's behavior. It would act just like a real drifter. Assetto Corsa has an in-game telemetry system that tells me information about the track many times every second. This is crucial for racing teams to check after the race if their racing drivers are absolutely on the limit or not. They do this through data recordings of anything from speed and engine RPM all the way to tire temperatures and, in our case, slip angles. Slip angle is the angle between where the tire is pointing and where it's actually going. It's easy to see why we want to know this for drifting. If a tire's slip angle is not zero, that means that it is sliding, effectively drifting, and the exact reading of the slip angle for the rear tires is the car's angle. As Assetto Corsa gives us this telemetry in real time, we can use it to our advantage. So that is precisely how we're getting the car angle at any point in time. Now that it knows the car's angle, our driftbot has only gotta send keyboard and mouse inputs for the car to accelerate and turn, and our first iteration of the driftbot is ready for its first run. Here we go, moment of truth. Drop a like, boys! That is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It's trying to drift, but it's not really doing it. What it looks like is that it's trying to drift, but then it overshoots it. So it cuts back and it's too much. So it tries again and overshoots it, repeating the cycle. What I had to do is somehow make it react quicker and earlier. Then it hit me. PID controller, Proportional Integral Derivative Controller. It's a fancy name, but it's what we're doing to control the drift car, only with a slight difference. Initially, I thought it would be enough to only check if the car is at the perfect angle. If it's over the ideal angle, gas off. If it's under the ideal angle, just gas on. Right? And the same for steering. So, when you read the ideal value, the car was already overshooting the drift angle. When the bot caught that the drift angle was greater than desired, it was already too late. The bot reacted instantly, but the car, being a complex system, took some time to translate the input into movement of the difficult to move 1 ton of steel car chassis. I even tried implementing the proportional part of PID, but the problem remained. If anything, the answer would be to use the D, the derivative controller. Once again, a difficult term with a simple meaning. A derivative is how much something is changing, its rate of change. You could think of it as the speed at which the angle is varying. A good drifter, after giving the car some command, can feel the car reacting to that command in 3 different steps. Say we're stepping on the gas. In this case, we can feel the rear end of the car starting to go out, then going out fast, then going out slower until it keeps doing what it was doing, just drifting at that angle, not moving the rear. And this is the ability we're giving our drift bot. Basically, if the car is drifting and it's got too much angle, our drift bot will release the gas. Nothing new here. But here comes the interesting bit. It can now see that not only the angle is too much, but that it's returning to its desired value. It can see its rate of change, its derivative. So it can rest assured knowing that it doesn't have to keep its foot off. It can hit the gas again even though the car still has too much angle. When a couple of moments passes, the car's gonna have stopped reacting to the bot's throttle release, is gonna be near the ideal angle, and is gonna be reacting to the bot's most recent throttle increase. Do this for a couple of cycles, and every time the bot feels the tendency of where the car is going, it can react early so that the car reacts on time to reach angular perfection. To answer the question we had in the beginning of whether or not drifting was faster than grip driving, we just have to set the desired angle. We can run the same tests with our bot either drifting or grip driving to get average times and determine which is faster. In them, if we set the desired angle to 0, the bot will seek that goal and drive on the limit but still having grip. If we set the desired slip angle to some low value, the bot will cancel drifto, or low angle drift. With the times in hand, it's just a matter of comparing the two to know which is faster, which is exactly what we did in last week's video. You can watch it right here. Let's go, boys!